Good evening. You are now with me, Andy for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. Prime Minister Dr. Sri ANWAR Ibrahim and his wife Dr. Sri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail today performed AIDILADHA prayers at the Putra Mosque in Putrajaya. Arriving at around 7:50 a.m., the Prime Minister was welcomed by the Director General of JAMEK, Dr. Sirajuddin Suhaimi, before joining 10,000 congregants. ANWAR joins the congregation in reciting the takbir before performing the prayers, which were led by Putra Mosque Chief Imam Dr. Muhammad Zakuwaz Rozali. Following the service, the Prime Minister sat down for the AIDILADHA sermon Pengorbanan Menuntut Keikhlasan, delivered by Dr. Muhammad Zakuwa. ANWAR then greets congregants at the mosque compound before departing. The congregation also included foreign workers and international students residing in Putrajaya. Similarly, in Sarawak, thousands of Muslims gathered at the MASJID JAMEK in Kuching for AIDILADHA prayers, joined by Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng. Arriving with his daughter, Dayang Nur Jihan, at 7:53 a.m., the Premier joins state leaders and devotees for the occasion. The Grand Imam Ustaz Muhammad Ihsan Haizer led the Sunat prayers and delivered a sermon entitled Ibadah Korban Mendidik Mujahadah dalam Beribadah. Several dignitaries in the congregation are Dun Speaker Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Asfi Awang Nassar and Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi. Following the prayers, the Premier greeted those in attendance before attending a Thanksgiving gathering at the Masjid's compound. The Premier also officiated a symbolic meat carving ceremony. A total of 8 cattle was sacrificed today, donated by the Sarawak Islamic Council (MIS) and the State Government Servants Welfare and Sports Council. Abang Johari then handed out contributions and sacrificial meat to 30 recipients. Parti Pesaka Bumi Putra Bersatu PBB has tentatively fixed the dates between July and September 2026 for its strategic zonal conventions. Secretary General Dr. Sri Alexander Nantalinggi confirms the timeline following a crucial preparatory meeting at the party headquarters aimed at mobilizing the party machinery systematically. The high-stakes preparatory session is chaired by PBB Deputy President Dr. Amar Douglas Ugah Mbas. According to the scheduled roadmap, the Central Zone Convention kicks off on July 25th, followed by the Batong Zone on August 1st, the Northern Zone on August 29th, and the Southern Zone concluding on September 12th. In a social media post, Nanda stresses that the strategic timeline empowers each zone to launch early and organize preparations, ensuring a seamless convention series that unites leadership and grassroots members from across Sarawak. He expresses full confidence that unity, organizational discipline and commitment remains PBB's core strengths in advancing its struggle for the people. The regional convention stemmed from key directives issued on May 9 by PBB's President Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng during the party's Supreme Council meeting. Political observers closely watching the development note that this massive zonal mobilization signals intense preparations ahead of the next Sarawak state election, which could be called anytime this year. On to global updates, the World Health Organization WHO warns of a catastrophic collision of disease and conflict in the Ebola-affected region in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. Its chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus called for an immediate ceasefire to allow a window of opportunity for treatment and containment of the disease.
Due to the absence of a vaccine and medicines to treat Ebola, the chain of infection can only be broken if those infected are treated under the highest safety standards and their contacts isolated for 3 weeks. However, due to the ongoing fighting, people are often displaced and contacts of infected people cannot keep away from others in overcrowded refugee camps. On the ground, health workers are struggling immensely to fight against a deadly Ebola outbreak. According to Medical Director of Rampara Hospital, Isaac Mukengi, some patients are currently out and about, raising concerns of further infections.
Notre père est du fait que notre isolement a été brûlé par la population et que certains malades qui étaient là sont éparpillés dans la nature. Ils ont fui l'hôpital et ils ont fui l'isolement. Les autres sont encore peut-être dans des maisons, ils sont dans des familles et que la chaîne de contamination pourra toujours continuer à s'accentuer. Et c'est ça vraiment notre peur.
The town in the violence-hit east of the Democratic Republic of Congo is one of the centers of a recent flare-up in cases of the highly contagious disease, which can cause severe bleeding and organ failure. Since the current outbreak was detected on May 14th, more than 220 suspected deaths and 900 suspected cases have been identified, according to official figures in what the WHO has declared an international emergency.
5 of the 7 villages trapped for a week inside a flooded cave in Laos have been found alive, with rescue teams still searching for the remaining 2. The group entered the cave on May 20th searching for gold before flash flooding blocked their escape route. Rescuers say dangerous conditions inside the cave, including floodwaters, narrow passages, unstable rock and poor air quality, have slowed the operation. Authorities and villages have spent days pumping water from the cave with lower water levels today, allowing divers to move deeper underground in search for the missing pair. Before today's rescue operation resumed, rescuers and villagers held a traditional spiritual ceremony outside the cave to pray for the safety of those trapped and the rescue teams. Officials believe the remaining 2 villages may still be trapped in the furthest chamber of the cave system, around 300 meters from the entrance. The Iran conflict continues to test the resilience of the European Union banks and businesses, with rising energy prices driving up inflation and disrupting economic growth, the European Central Bank ECB warned on Wednesday. ECB Vice President Louis de Guidons, on the press statement addressing the bank's stability, says the current energy supply shock poses upside risk to inflation and downside risk to economic growth. If the problem persists, it could potentially increase market volatility and challenge debt servicing capacities as financing costs rise in an environment of weaker economic growth. Despite a series of shocks, the global financial system and the real economy have proven remarkably resilient through 2026. The ECB is closely monitoring lending practices of non-bank lenders, which are often considered opaque, while not a systemic concern per se in the euro area, he adds. Opaque and interconnected private markets warrant close monitoring owing to spillover risks, especially from the US. In particular, the combination of low liquidity buffers, high portfolio valuations, and concentrated exposures on their balance sheet raises the risk of forced asset sales that could amplify market stress. Tabriz International Airport in northwestern Iran is set to reopen on Wednesday. This was announced by a spokesperson for the country's civil aviation organization. And according to reports by Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting, IRIB, the airport was previously attacked during America's offense in Iran that erupted in late February.
The airport will join other terminals that have resumed operations following disruptions caused by the war with the US and Israel. Earlier this week, Iran's semi-official Fars news agency, also citing the organization, reported that the number of reopened airports had reached 20. Regional tensions have escalated since the US and Israel launched strikes against Iran in February. Tehran retaliated with strikes targeting Israel as well as US allies in the Gulf, along with the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. A ceasefire then took effect on April 8th through Pakistani mediation and was later extended by US President Donald Trump indefinitely.
Former MACC Chief Tan Sri Azam Baki pledges full cooperation with police amid a criminal intimidation probe linked to him. Azam confirms he is in touch with investigators and stands ready to give his statement to assist in the investigation of the case.
In a sharp rebuttal, Azam dismisses the allegations by businessman Albert Tay as completely baseless, insisting he has zero ties to the individual. He categorically denies ever communicating with Tay or sending any legal representatives to speak on his behalf. While welcoming the police probe to clear his name, Azam is now calling for a counter-investigation into Tay, while mediating legal action for defamation. This developing crisis comes as Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department Director Dato M. Kumar confirms police will summon Azam soon under Section 506 of the Penal Code for criminal intimidation. The legal trouble stems from a police report lodged by Tay on May 13th, claiming he received threats from Azam while attempting to whistleblow an alleged corruption scandal involving Sabah politicians.
Wrapping up the Nightline, a secondary school teacher is in custody under investigation for alleged sexual misconduct involving students in Besut. The Besut Magistrates Court grants a 2-day remand order against the 42-year-old male suspect as detectives intensify the ongoing inquiries.
Police escorted the suspect into the Besut courthouse earlier today following a swift investigation by the District Criminal Investigation Division. Besut District Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Rozaimi Abdul Rahman confirmed the teacher was arrested at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, triggered by official police complaints filed by 2 students. The development follows intense public scrutiny on social media after allegations of the suspect molesting male students surfaced on Facebook days ago. Magistrate Nur Liana Mat Zukri issues the detention order under Section 14(a) of the Sexual Offences Against Children Act 2017.
Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire, roll on your screen anytime, anywhere. And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. And on behalf of the entire TVS team, we would like to wish all Muslims celebrating a blessed Hari Raya AIDILADHA. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.